Well, greetings and salutations. I'm going to do this as quickly as I can because I don't want to step too much over Sean's show that's going to be going on. Actually, probably right about now. Um, um, First couple of things, I just want to let you know that those who have been waiting for me to finish the Big East experiment results, I was actually going to use that in my proof of the globe as new stuff. But since that debate's not happening right now, I just figured I'd let you know that I'm going to be making a individual video out of that, and it's kind of probably going to get renamed from Big East to Big South to Big Aussie, because all of my folks who helped out, they are all from Australia. So I even wrote special music for that, but I'll be putting that out in a video sometime later on. Um, anyway, I just figured I'd throw all this stuff out there real quick. As far as the Salton Sea stuff, the demarble stuff, Jeranism's laser tests, etc., 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 etc. About a year and a half ago, I put out. Well, actually, let me find out exactly what that date is, so people don't give me shit about that. But quite a while back, I put out a video saying that I would never accept the results of surface level tests, not because of the fact that they would disprove the globe or anything like that, but there's just way too much shit going on at the surface of water. And I mean, this is an admission of my own. I mean, there's just way too much shit going on at the surface of water, and since all of those tests pretty much rely on what you can see and what you can't see, if it's distorted, then what are you even doing? Um, it's just plain fact. And but like I said, actually, let me find out what that was. Let me find out when that video was. Hold on. Surface level experiments. That was on July 15th, 2016. Shit. Wow, I've been doing this for that long. And then, but I've also put out information that says that the mirages that we all see on the horizon and things of that much. Yeah, sorry. Those are all the result of the curvature of the Earth. You will never get the angles required, and you will never get the distortion required to actually see those things across a plane. Sorry, that's just physics. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you something here real quick, because you know they tick me off, so I might as well tick them off. Number one, let me go ahead and bring the where's that? Doop 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 doo. Where's that? Okay, Salton Sea. This is a slide from what's his name? Uh, Bipolar Flat Earth, Nathan Gonzalez. Uh, and he says, check out the lights on the shoreline. And this is actually something coming from that. This is a laser coming from that area where they were doing the balloons at one time. And I don't know the exact height of what the camera was here. But he says, check out all those lights on the shoreline, flat as fuck. Well, guess what? Yeah, that's actually a thing, flat as fuck. Because number one, it's not flat. Okay, this is a straight line. As you can see, it's just a straight line, and there's actually a part here that sinks below the shoreline over here as this. But this is, it wouldn't be like that. Let's just put it that way. Um, there's about 1,000 things that could be going on here on this particular location, and if you look over here at this left side here, there's, between the highway, which is these long stripes. This was a duration photograph, and these are basically lights that going from vehicles across that highway. I've identified everything that's on here, and I don't disagree that this was taken from the recreation area and stuff like that. But if you can see right here below that streak of lights, there's a dark area, and then there's reflection off of the water. Okay, so if I put this line directly there, and you got it on this side as well, you put this line directly there, how is it the highway is going below the water line? Can somebody please answer that? I'll give you the answer. Because there's atmospheric distortion going on the horizon. Okay, period. These are called mirages. Period. And by him saying flat as fuck, that's also an interesting point. Let's just say that this was perfectly flat. There is a problem though. because this highway is about 100 something feet off higher than the water line. Okay, and also these towns. Um, that's not 100 feet in the visual sense. So yeah, the point is that there's way too much going on here. This should actually be kind of rising. This should actually kind of be rising up to the right. This refinery type thing or whatever it is way back there in the background. I don't know what they do there, but I do have a picture of the actual thing here. Hold on a second. This right here, it's a refinery. This dot way off here in the distance, that's a radio tower that's much further away. Okay, and then this chain of lights all the way up past Boulevard, California. Okay, is a field of wind turbines, which are much higher. So, and when you do the triangular math on that, these lines here are sitting too low. If you are asking if I've done the triangular math on this, these are the degrees that are everything. I've just been I worked pretty hard on this, which is another reason why it pisses me off that these guys bailed on me. Anyway, let's see here. Hold on. And now you might say, well, perfect conditions or whatever and all this. Now we already know that they lied about I think it was the second time that they went out, both Jeranism and Bipolar Flat Earth said the um, that the conditions were terrible to see. Now, mind you, this is not from that visit. Please do not take that as this is from that visit. But then we also know that the blonde lady turned around and said that they could see perfectly all the way across the thing at night. So, you can call it whatever you want to. And let's see. Nevertheless, this view right here, even though you can see these lights, okay, does not mean that you are seeing the lights directly. Okay, there's stuff going on here at the horizon. Now, if you would like to know something about what's going on at the horizon, first of all, let me go ahead and tell you this. Yes, I am trying to speed through this because of the fact that I don't want to be, like I said, stepping all over Sean's stuff today. But this was the amount of time. This was the time that I actually had available, so this is the time that I'm using. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Now, in the video that I did a while ago, last year, in July of 2016, I took the opposite view of this. You want to shoot a laser through this? This is all kinds of crap going on. There's a whole wall going on here, and all this things that you don't see. Now you can say that it's because of Miraj above the horizon, and guess what? I've already proved that the mirages actually happen beyond the horizon. Okay, I've already proved that. I just didn't pull up the video at the moment, but I did it by walking over a bridge on a day where I can get an inferior or a superior mirage inverting the image. And it doesn't start inverting the image until after I go over the peak of the bridge. And I can show you that here in a minute if I can pull it out. But nevertheless, there's just so much crap going on here, and you guys want to have discussions about what's going on actually at the horizon. And, oh, I can see it. Okay, you wouldn't even do that. Okay, that's just simple. Excuse me. So what I did was first of all, I reenacted the dang Joss. Now what I did was I just had a soda can, and that soda can. Now I'm going to line it up so that these two dots, one of them's completely obscured by the horizon of the can. The other one is only partially obscured. Let me fast forward a little bit here. And then what I did was I used a can of compressed air. It's got a propellant in it and stuff like that. And if you turn the can upside down, be very careful when you do this. And also be careful if it says that it has a bittering agent, because it makes everything that you touch taste like shit. But you turn it upside down and it sprays some of the propellant out. And look, wait, actually, let me go ahead and do that slower because I know the refresh rate in Hangouts is pretty crappy. So let me go ahead and do this nice and slow. Okay, it's making the things that were not visible before, now it's making them, as soon as I stop spraying, it makes them visible again. Okay, and the things that were only partially obscured, it's actually looking further down below them, making a clean portion of not seen, as in I'm seeing the wall below it. It makes it look like it's floating up, up there. So that's some pretty simple stuff. That's a test you can do at home. And then what I did was I took a laser pointer, and here's me looking at the setup here. What I basically did was, this here is an iPad screen. Okay, it's quite rigid. It was actually very difficult to bend. That's why I had to put these two oil cans down on the Lego uh, the Lego plate here. And then what I did was I just bent it over one Lego, so it was a nice curved surface. And then hold on, I think I actually point at it, and I put it 1 meter away from the wall. Okay, now and then what I did was I had this laser pointer set up here. I had a little clamp on it so it actually keeps the button pushed down, and I shot it right across the surface of right across the horizon of uh, the iPad screen. Now I had to go a little bit forward here because I did a lot of adjusting to make sure that it was set up right. And basically what you see there is it's pointing right at the 185.5 point. Okay, and then hold on. Let me go ahead and slow this down for the refresh rate. And then I need to be out at about 509. Because the reason why I had to do adjustments is because there was actually at one point I was shooting straight into the iPad screen, and that didn't help very much. And there was another time where I was shooting into the little ice crystals that form, and that doesn't help anything either. So let's see, push it out to about 509, I think is where it was, and that's when I start spraying on it. Now pay attention to this, okay? I'll even leave my mouse pointed at it. Ready? Oh, I guess it'll disappear if I take my hand off of it. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is where I start spraying. Now watch what happens to the laser line. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I just bent a laser light. As you can see here, it is not moving at all, but because of the evaporation that is happening on the surface of the iPad screen, it pushes it down, and quite stably actually. At first it's actually a little bit lower, and that's because of the extreme high density, but then it just stays like that. The laser is not moving, okay? But the laser point is. You understand what I'm saying here? I think I even do it oops, sorry. I even do it one more time. Now, if you want to tell me that you can get a specific reading out of that much motion, sorry. There's not much I can help you with. So, now what did I do? I turned around and I looked at those numbers. Those numbers were at 1 meter away, at least 5 millimeters, equals out to 0.26 degrees of bending of that laser light. Okay. Now, if we go back over to the Salton Sea stuff, even if I put the laser at 1 foot off of the water over 10 miles, okay, which says that 51 feet should be hidden. 10 miles is 52,800 feet, and that's only 0.055 degrees. That would be needed for of refraction going on at the surface there. I just showed you that with some simple evaporation, I can get 0.26. Okay, that's 5 times as much. So you could have been even lower, and you would have been able to see it just fine. I mean, what else is there really to say? Now, you might say, "Oh, but Sly, you didn't do it over a flat surface." Well, guess what? Yes, I did. Because obviously, if I'm trying to find out if we have an effect going over a curve, it would obviously be in my best interest to show it going over a flat surface. Okay, ready? Now watch. This is me with the laser pointer again. Okay, and ironically, with a GoPro case, this is the top of a GoPro's case, but flat as a board, got the laser light going right above it. And I had done this actually on the same day as I did the other one, just because I wanted to make sure that I did some measurements. Now, ready? Watch what happens, or should I say, watch what doesn't happen. Okay, so I get the camera all set up, get it focused on the measuring stick that I got here. Now watch what happens. Okay, I'm going to use the exact same method. All it is evaporation. Slow it down so you can make sure that you don't miss nothing. And I think this is where I come on with the can. Sprayed the shit out of it. And guess what? It wobbles a little bit side to side, but that's it. The whole portion of evaporation, the thing doesn't move basically at all. I even sprayed again. And this is with the laser about maybe 1.5 millimeters above the surface of uh, that flat plastic there. Okay, you do not get the bending of light across a flat surface. You don't get it. Okay, so claiming that you get anything going on there at all, as far as compression and all this other stuff, no, the compression is just nothing more than the ever increasing amount uh, of atmospheric density as it gets close to the surface of the water or the horizon that you're looking at there. You do not get that across a flat surface. I think I've just demonstrated pretty much my point. Okay. Um, and I invite anybody. This is just a can of compressed air. Now, Dang Joss did this with liquid nitrogen and also with butane. His uh, his demonstration was, in my opinion, far greater than the one that I've shown here, um, because he was actually able to sustain his for longer periods of time because the amount of evaporation going on. My evaporation was rather short because of the method that I was using, but you can do this at home. Okay, I used dust off uh, compressed air and a laser pointer and a ruler. Okay, go ahead and redo it. Till you redo it, I don't want to hear you. Okay, so like I said, I showed 0.26 degrees, whereas only 0.05 was needed to get this view. We understand each other? And like I said, flat as fuck. No, it's not. It's actually going below. There are points on here where it's actually where the highway and the town are actually below other locations. And guess what? Also, not to mention that, if you wanted to actually do this in a realistic sense, this would, if this was here, then these areas here would actually be encroaching lower because they are actually closer by about a mile or two. So they would actually be closer, so they would be lower on the horizon or lower below the horizon line. Okay? So, ladies and gents, that's all I got. So, as for Dr. Zach's laser test, and by the way, laser tests themselves across a surface are actually legitimate, but not at surface level. They have to be above the surface by a good couple of feet. The reason why you need this is to get above all that crap that's going on down at the surface level. You have, when, like Dr. Zach said, man, you have to, they had to keep on adjusting their laser. Go figure. The Stephen Hawking's thing, the Genius thing on Discovery Channel, that laser was a good bit above the water. That's why, is because you want to get it away from all that crap going on down below the down at the water line. But everybody else keeps putting it down at the water as if that means something. Actually, no. What you're doing is you are falsifying your test. Okay, so even FE Core and all you other guys, the guys who did the who faked the one at for the convex Earth thing, I mean, all of that. I just showed you that I can get that same result over a curved surface, but can't get it over a flat surface. Okay, because what you are seeing here is you are seeing atmospheric distortion due to evaporation and or any number of temperature related things across the horizon. So, did I miss anything? All right. So it looks like you guys are probably going to have to come up with some new stuff. Hey, so now I'm looking over at the chat. Thanks, Bjorn. I really appreciate that, man. So let's see here. Let me scroll. Oh shit! Flat out. Thanks, dog. Another thing to put into my pile. I am also putting together. Oh, and Nana. Thank you. Just scrolling up. Sorry. What do you call it? So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that that's how this all works. Now, everybody, please get off of my channel and go over and talk to what's up, Playtime, and go over and talk to go over and watch Sean Hufford's stream because he's got much more important things to put up. Uh, Shut up this BS talk. Oh, does it hurt? I'm sorry. Truth hurts, but facts leave exit wounds. And your you did a Cavendish, Chris Berry. I'll take a look at it. Don't worry. So, ladies and gents. Oh, and by the way, Ranty, as far as me debunking your stuff before you'll even consider talking to me, I've already actually there's nothing of your stuff to debunk because of the fact that all of it proves the globe, every last bit of it. So, ladies and gents, y'all have yourselves a nice night.